Welcome to this Illuminati session on a very interesting topic, that is 5 things we should know about a data science interview. So today we have with us our proud alumni, Ms. Komal Vats, and she's been into this field for quite a while. She's completed a BE in computer science and has always been passionate about programming. After that, she had joined the organization Nesbut as a web developer. Later on, she's learned data science, and later on she's worked for almost 2.5 years on as a machine learning developer, and also worked with Ecledge for almost 1.5 years as a process manager. And she's currently working as a senior solution advisor at Deloitte. So glad to have you here on our session.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
So over to you. Let's begin this. I think the participants are quite excited, especially with the topic that, how to crack the interview. So let out all your questions, whatever you have to ask later on after ma'am is done with the session.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you so much for having me here. So hi, good evening, everyone. How is it, like Saturday evening and you are on a call? So this is how we used to have in Aegis. So I would request, let's take it on interactive session, rather teaching and learning, because I have actually not prepared anything. I just wanted to talk and give my experience, whatever I had. I'm not sure if this is okay. It'll be great if I can see some of the faces. You can turn on your videos, that will be great. So, okay, I'll start by introducing, since Nida has already told a lot of things about me, my professional career. So, I joined Aegis in 2016 and I passed out in 2017. So yeah, those 11 months, like Bhupesh sir always told us, that I will make your life hell. So yes, those 11 months and 12 months were hell for us. Like we didn't had 1 a.m. in the morning, and 2 till 2 we were doing capstone projects. We used to have a lot of assessment things, but believe me, it'll pay off. It'll really pay off. I don't know how you people are currently thinking. It's after some time, like for me it's been now 5 years, but I realized that whatever I have done in ages, whatever time I have put in, whatever efforts these faculties and everyone puts in is worth of. So that is really thing. So I think I'll prepare. I'll talk about some of the things, some of the good decisions which actually I took. So first, I would like to say, since you already have appeared in the interviews or are going to appear in the interviews in coming months, so appearing in interviews never stops. For me, I have close to 10 years of total industrial experience. I'm still appearing in the interviews. So first of all, I would say never be shy or
afraid for appearing. Sorry to interrupt you. Your voice is breaking a bit. So is that the same for all, or is it only happening for me? Just checking before we proceed further.
I'll also try having my headphones.
Now it is clear. In between, it was breaking a lot.
Sorry.
Now it's fine. I mean.
Can you hear me now? Can someone?
You are audible, but there is also a breaking. Participants, can you confirm, is the voice audible clearly, or is there still a breaking?
Yes, ma'am, it's not breaking. Very clear.
Try now, maybe now. Hello?
Can someone speak?
Yeah, now it's better, much better.
Now is it better? I think. Okay. So, okay. Now use the reactions tab also. I'll understand whether I'm audible or no.
Right now you are audible. You can go.
Okay.
You can proceed.
Okay. Okay. So I was talking that how how important giving interviews are. Like I still am going giving interviews. So interviews are the best way to judge yourself where you stand in the market. So sometimes the feedback we receive in the interviews are the best feedbacks, which I think the faculties or friends or families will not give you. So they are the true ones. So never refrain from giving the interviews. That is the best way to judge or to prepare for the interview. So I always say that preparing for an interview, so giving interviews is the best way. Reading the 20 interview questions on Google, 20 interview questions on machine learning is okay, but giving interviews is always a best idea. So that is one thing which I always do. Apart from that, your attitude and so uh, it's like I am speaking, it's someone coming or questioning or something, that'll be good. Like, is it okay with someone can share their experiences?
So
It'll be
I would
good.
just like you to tell about the audience. Currently, they will be going with their interview process. They haven't gone yet. So I think they would like to hear from
Okay,
you and
I'll
then maybe
go to
question you.
next topic.
Yeah.
So okay, so next thing, your attitude in an interview is very important. Not only in the interview, when you join a firm, you're working in a team, your attitude is always on the top. So once I got a feedback from where I gave an interview, that he said he was a very senior person and he was heading a entire business in Asia. So he said that it's not always that we like the skill set of a candidate. We like the candidates sometimes, and so we give positive feedback. So this is something. If when I am taking an interview, the attitude of the person who is sitting in front of me is the most important. By attitude, it doesn't mean that you are saying please, you're saying smiling all the time. No, but attitude, we always judge as an interviewer how curious you are about a topic, how much do you want to learn. So as a data scientist, we cannot have hold on all the techniques, all the algorithm will still lag in somewhere. So um, after almost 6 years I am working in data science and machine learning projects, I still am a fresher in most of the use cases. So currently I am handling in Deloitte. I have never handled such project, so that is a fresher thing. So I'll never have complete like it's a myth that someone become a data scientist. So this is, I think, I don't call myself data scientist yet, or I don't know if I'll call myself a data scientist after 5 years also, because there are lots of things. You'll always be a fresher in some of the techniques, some of the use cases. Some, if you have learned all the algorithm, all the methods, then still you will be a fresher when a domain changes. So now I'm handling a healthcare project for the first time, so this is a fresher thing and I've never done that. So your attitude is the most important. How much curious you are to learn things. I'm not sure the skill set you are bringing in with you will be used in my use cases. So attitude to learn is the first thing I also check, and I think most of the people will think about that. So this thing you can achieve by not saying no, I don't have any questions. So every interviewer asks you whether do you have any questions for me. So don't leave that question blank. That is the main deciding thing. Check about the projects the people are doing in, how they are doing it. Go and talk about the interview. That is your opportunity. Now the ball is in your court, so don't leave these questions um, like unanswered. Just ask anything anything matlab not anything, but yeah, about the projects, about the algorithm they are doing. Probably they'll not share all the details, but with the answer the interviewer will give to this question will help you in understanding how your interview has happened, what would be the feedback, how good you were in the interview. So I think don't leave that question blank. So when I am taking an interview, I am really curious to know whether this person is interested about the role, how much. But yeah, don't ask the questions like how much development is required, how much Python is required. Like don't let the person understand that you are not willing to work in Python or something. Just sound curious to know what the other person is doing. So I think that will be the one tip I wanted to give. Attitude. Okay, one more thing I would like to talk about here about the attitude. So when you have landed in a firm and you are working with a team, so we data science people, like we are very we have actually put in a lot of effort to understand the topic, to learn new techniques, how to apply it. We everyone knows this, but yeah, never be a data science flag holder, flag bearer. नहीं ये मैं नहीं कर सकता, I only have to do data science stuff, I will not do some hard codings, I will not apply some human brain intelligence in my model. So it's okay, just understand how people are working in your team, how because your model will never act as a real human. Even though you'll put in lot of efforts, but still your model will not um, behave like a human. That is a true that we everyone understand. So if required, you can apply some domain specific hard codings to it. You can apply your brain in extracting the things. For example, I was doing a text extraction from invoices. So by invoices, text extraction means we used to understand where invoice number is in the entire PDF, and will understand the pattern and will extract it and given in the response. So we have lot of formats of invoices. So there are some borders, there are some tables. So if I'll go in a deep, I can explain you that there are some regions and then there are some tables. So if I would say that no, I'll not apply anything apart from data science, I would not give that intelligent feature in my invoices. So never refrain for doing some hard codings also if required. So I have seen people in my team also, and some of the a senior person that no, I'll not do anything, but then that model or that entire use case is not of any use. So never be a flag bearer, just go with the flow, understand how people are working already in that team, because you are the new person who is coming in, and of course you need to get that confidence in you before making the changes which is happening. So I've recently joined Deloitte, very recently, like it's been 1 month almost, 1 month and some few weeks, 1 or 2 weeks. So the team in which I have landed in, the person was not very
he didn't had much experience in data science. I am the only one there. So now previously they used to they had the code, they had the SQL store procedures and everything. They have developed and delivered similar use case to another healthcare thing. So this time he came up with another healthcare facility in US, and he just guided me that you can apply these store procedures. You have these three models. I have applied the similar model to another engagement. You can go and apply the same thing. But I initially, as a data science, and since I was also experienced, I thought that no, we should have data analysis. We should analyze the data, how this facilities are hitting, or how they are doing the expenses pre-COVID and post-COVID. But okay, I also went with the flow because I was new, I could not teach him much. So there the attitude comes in. Now we are stuck in the place where we realize the need to understand the data before applying it to the model. So that kind of attitude, of course we are stuck now. But we are stuck together. If earlier I would resist, नहीं मैं ये नहीं करूंगी, मुझे तो analyze ही करना है, then I would be stuck alone. So I preferred stucking with the whole team instead of stucking to, alone. So that kind of attitude, sometimes you have to go with the flow. No one could come in and wear the headphones and explain you that this is the attitude you should have. You should understand what the things is happening in your team, how people are doing, because still in the market, still in most of the engagements, you'll not have a person who understands the techniques in the data science. So we are a different community altogether. So we have to be very adjusting with those people. We cannot always fight and thing, because ultimately the model, even though it is giving 99.4%, some of the business person will come in and say now this model has to act similarly for different type of data set, which we know could not do. We'll have to again tune it based on the data set which we want to predict for. So this is this was about the attitude you should always have the attitude to learn things, always be curious. um don't be a flag bearer. I would say that is something is not thing, because I have seen people. He was an alumni of Aegis only. I got to work with him for some short time, but then it didn't worked out very well. So he failed in explaining the things, even though he had good skill set, but he failed to, and then entered in a heated argument with some manager who was already there in 14 15 years, and something didn't happen. So attitude is very very important. How you are acting, how things are happening, just understand the things and go with the flow. So this was my second tip. Yeah. Okay. Any questions? Any discussions anyone wants to have? Not sure. Okay. So third thing which I would like to talk is since when I was also in Aegis. So this topic is also, it depends on person to person how their priorities are, but I will talk about my experience. So when we are in Aegis, we think about the compensation. Yeah, that is the most uh, think, like we always think about, we need to have this much compensation, we should get this salary in our bank accounts in the first week of every month. So since till last 2 years, like till 2020, so I was like I need to learn the things in industry because I know the strength of me. I understand data science. I understand how people are working in industry. But I personally, me, I have never chosen compensation over the projects. So compensation, of course, is a good thing, which everyone wants, even me wants. But I wanted to be a slow and steady kind of thing. I always chose the projects, and I think that is my major strength today I am holding. I have an experience most of the startups. So eClerks, my previous organization, was the first MNC kind of thing, and now I am in Deloitte. So this is a big company now. Previously, I was only in startups. My compensations was very like decent. It was not I will share. So, but yeah, I always chose projects on which I'll be working rather the compensations was okay. So you can also do that. You should have, at this point of time, you need to have lots of projects experience. So by project experience, I'm not talking about the house predictions which we have on Kaggle, house price predictions, or cat and dog predictions on Kaggle. So not those. The real projects which we have in the industry, how people are working. So in industry, still there is no 100% ML thing. Some apart from if it is a company like Deloitte, where we have lots of data and we need to forecast the trend for the expenses or whatever, like, but we have the data set here in Deloitte, right? Still most of the companies don't have data set. So we we till eClerks I have developed so most of you will be amazed with this thing. So we have developed model for predicting which category of KYC document it is, like whether this is an Aadhaar card or a PAN card, on 214 data sets only. So you'll be, I know most of it will be amazed how we could manage, but yes, we have managed 214 PDFs, and we had to predict it, classify it out of 4 categories of KYC documents. So this is how industry still is working, how to do all the manipulations of the data set. We still don't have good amount of data set unless you are in a good stable data wise form. So yeah. So yeah, so compensation, if someone take my tape, compensation is okay, but choose the projects, let the compensation come on its own way. But right now, I think that salary negotiations, which used to happen 10 years ago, doesn't happen. Whatever you will say, of course, that should justify your skill set and your experience and everything. But whatever you will say, they'll give you what whatever you want. But yeah, be sure on your skill set. Be sure the learning attitude which you you must hold, that learning attitude or curious attitude with you all thing. Anyone anyone can contradict also that no, I don't think you are thinking right on this way. So this is my experience. It's nothing I learned or something. So yeah.
Hello,
Okay.
ma'am. Yeah,
Hey,
I had a
hi,
question
Shankar.
here.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I wanted to understand if in any way our past experience would be considered counted, because data science, if you're not working in the similar kind of a domain or in future after doing the course, data science course, will the previous experience counted in any manner, considered during the interviews or while
So
recruitment?
yeah, of course, I'll talk about this. So I also had 4 years of web development experience previous to joining Aegis. So what I did, even though I was doing some analysis kind of stuff previously. So it is on you, Ishangi, how you can manipulate your experience before the interviewer. You can, of course, manipulate, or even if it is nowhere related to software or the IT industry, you can still add it as a domain expertise which you will be bringing into a particular firm, which most of the firms looks in. So we data science people always have to have the domain experience, which most of the people lacks in. Even though he's good in programming, he's good in Python, he's good in machine learning, but still he'll lack in domain expertise. So I'm not sure what kind of experience you have, but yeah, you are the owner. You can manipulate your experience and you can show it in the interviews. Even if it's not an IT, try to showcase it as a domain expertise kind of thing, that yes, you are good in this domain, you understand all the terms in it, and you can apply intelligence in that kind of domain. So it is on you. I have used my 4 years of experience everywhere. I have manipulated it like I I have got to work in Flask framework most of the time, in eClerx also, and in Smart Connect also. I have used web development technology. Even though I had a knowledge, I know JavaScript, I know jQuery, I know Ajax calls, and I knew .NET. Now I don't know. I'm not sure in that, but yeah, I have used those skills as well, because at some time you need to work on a project. You are an experienced person, you need to work on a product product level understanding you need to have. So that expertise you can bring in, you can manipulate your experience whatever way you want to have.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, continuing with the same question, I just want. So, I belong to life science and industry. So, I have 5 years of
Okay.
experience in that, and I have done both the technical part as well as the business development part in it. So, do
Okay.
you suggest that going forward after pursuing this course after the completion, I should look for the industries specific to healthcare and things like that, or will I be given equal preferences in both, or how is it?
So see, I'll not say that you should look in those industries or those domains only. You can add this as, if it is not a healthcare thing or life sciences thing, then you can add it as good to have skills. Even though then what you were doing there as a BA and you have understanding of the product, um, because in data science also in most of the use cases you'll have to work on a product. So since you have acted as an BA, you must understand how the product life cycle is, how things happen in a product, so you can bring in that expertise. You shouldn't so at this point of time, I'll not say that restrict to one domain since you had experience, but if it is coming in that a particular thing, um, of course you can bring in and show your knowledge in that particular domain. In eClerx only, when I was working in eClerx, so I have worked with clients in different domains. I've worked with healthcare, I've worked with banking, I've worked with finance. So you never know which kind of clients you'll have, because uh, till now we don't have data scientists in particular domain kind of thing. Uh, no, in industry till now. So of course you can add it as your domain expertise, but you should not emphasize on that if that company or that client is not of that particular thing, otherwise it'll be of no use, right?
Sure, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, I am checking on next topic. Okay, my next was explain your projects and view to real world. By real world, I mean some real kind of projects I have already talked about in my previous topic. So the topic should not be like some Kegel ka very famous thing, Titanic wala. Just don't talk about that. It's okay. You have that knowledge. You have worked on that use case, but don't add it in your CV. It looks very like childish, Abhi. If you are adding your Titanic project in your CV, don't add that house prediction thing, which I used to get the CVs till date with the candidates telling their experience in predicting the house prices in a particular location. So that's okay. If you are adding some Kegel project, add some decent one. Like we had some. uh, I don't remember the name, but there are some real kind of projects also in Kegel. So showcase the projects. If you don't have any experience previously with data science, then show some real uh, projects. In Aegis, we used to do a good capstone project. So prepare on those capstone project that well that you can talk about anything in that project, in the skill set. Be clear about your role, how you have performed, how many team members were there, um, how your role was. So yeah, choose your projects in your CV very wisely, because till the point you are grilling the interviewer, they can grill you very well, and till that point it'll be a loose game. It might be a loose game for you. So I think choosing the projects is very wise decision. And if you are writing and highlighting it, be sure on that. Be very very sure on that. Mm, yeah, be sure on the um, objective of the uh, objective of the project. Be sure of the business outcome of that project. You can showcase that project in a way that the person who is sitting in front of you can take that idea and can implement it in his thing, and he can hire you as well for that idea. So bring your projects more as an idea than the technique. Show them that yes, this will bring a good amount of revenue for your business, how it is going to generate revenue, how it will going to um, uh, get your expenses down to a particular level. So be very wise in choosing the thing. Just don't go on those typical projects which we used to have, which we used to work now also. So be very wise in choosing the projects. Very very wise. Yeah.
Hello, ma'am.
Hey, hi Kartik.
So as you said, like the house price prediction problem. So
Yeah,
even if it's a naive project, but the idea is to learn about regression problems. Basically, we are solving a regression problem there, right?
correct.
So if you know how
Correct.
to approach the regression problem, how to optimize the parameters, how to reduce the cost function and all. So basically, that's the idea behind the project, right? So even if it's a very general project, the approach matters. So even if you imply some different approach, like will the interviewer be impressed or not?
Okay, now I'll explain it like that. So there are two parts basically in any interview. One is talking about your skill set, the strength, talking about your idea about the whole field. Okay. Second thing is talking about a project. So when you are talking about the your knowledge, your strengths in data science or machine learning, you can talk about all those things. Like you can talk about the optimizations, you can talk about the parameter tuning, whatever you want. But when they are asking about the project, be specific to a project which brings in a business revenue with it. I understand that house price prediction was a good use case, but it has got you the knowledge on um, how you should behave in a particular project, but that is not a real kind of thing. If it'll be okay if you can say that, yeah, I have not done any real project, but that should not added to a real industrial problem. It has added a skill in you. I understand the optimizations of the projects, optimization of the parameters, how to choose your hyperparameter, how to tune it, how you can do all the regression parameters. You can use that knowledge in answering the questions which he or she is asking. But yeah, that is not a full time like a project. I would say your capstone project which you must be doing is the good addition to your CV in that part where you are talking about the projects where you have done. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Sure.
Yeah,
Thank you.
no problem. I think okay, I think I've got a message also from Karthik. Hi, Karthik. Okay, his message is, hello, ma'am. As you said, even big companies do not have adequate data. How should we do project which have real life impact? Can you suggest some ideas? Okay, so yeah, and most of your engagements will not have data set. um, or I to have struggled in making my managers understand that we need to train a machine learning model. But his idea was, ये तो artificial intelligence है, इसको training कराने की क्या जरूरत है? Why do you need a training set? So I have struggled in that area as well. I needed to um, make him understand that no, I want a training set, whatever it is. So that depends on your luck, how from which level you'll have to give this idea to your manager that you really need a data set to get your model train. Yeah, I've got that laughing reaction. And of course there is an idea in the industry till date that ये artificial intelligence है, why do you need to train it? Then I used to answer him, सर एक बच्चा है, वो आदमी है, लेकिन उसको भी आपको पढ़ाना पड़ेगा कोड कराने से पहले. So till this level I have to get down and explain things to that. So of course we don't have adequate data, but before taking up any thing, any use case, you should do so. Pre-processing, we know, is the first step, but no, pre-processing is not the first way. First is to analyze your data, to understand your data, and give shot to a feasibility check whether this use case is feasible. Do you need any other kind of data set? Do you need any other kind of information from the business? In feasibility test, I used to apply some of the models also, how that kind of model is behaving on my data set. For example, I have worked a lot on BERT's model, if anyone has worked on it. So BERT's model, it is a good shot. You can go and search it, and you can try some of the use cases. You can think about your capstone problem, and you can go and apply BERT's model on that. So in industry, we are using BERT model very aggressively. In Eclipse, it was used to use. Use Deloitte. I'm not sure, but BERT is my personal favorite. So yeah, you should do the feasibility check very aggressively. You should understand the level of your data set, the which kind of model you are going to have, which kind of pre-processing steps. Of course, you will not have a whole lot of step-by-step thing, but yeah, you'll have some yes or no thing, or you can talk about whether at till what level this thing will work, like what could be estimated efficiency, whether it'll in which areas it'll fail. For example, if it is a chatbot, it will be specific to a particular domain. It cannot answer anything in anywhere. So this is how you should do the feasibility test. You should check the data sufficiency and then get back to the business with your feedback. Or if you can apply, if it is a computer vision, yeah, we can do some of these steps to increase our data set, but that also depends on the project, how good it will be. So I hope this is okay, Karthik.
Yes, ma'am. Sure.
Yeah, yeah,
Thank you.
thanks. Okay, so next is Hari Prakash. Hi, Hari. What about customer segmentation and analysis projects to know about our best customer, which can recommend? Uh, okay, I have not understand. If you can come on mic and explain what do you want to know? Like,
Ma'am, actually, I want to know about is it wise that we are doing a project based on customer personality analysis and all that, like demographic data that we can like what segmentation and all that.
do you want to know its feasibility? Do you want to know what kind of data set you want, and or what? Do you
Yeah, ma'am.
already have a data set?
Ma'am, in Kaggle, there are different customer demographic data will be available. So there are different approaches that we can target customers and all that. Like who is our best customer, like that. Those kind of data sets are there in Kaggle. So is it good that we are doing those kind of projects?
Okay, yeah, you are checking about that. Yeah, of course, that is good. So okay, one thing why I added that point in my discussion is I also had added cat and dog identification in my CV once. So I appeared in an interview, and when I start talking about that, the interviewer says, ho gaya wo, that is very childish, I don't want to hear about that. So that was I thought is the turning point for him. Till then I was going good. So interviewer also understands that what is the real experience they have, or have you done some of the project just to gain experience, or just to understand how data behaves. So there are two types of projects which we do. One is to make ourselves understand how data can behave, how analysis should be done, how regression, how we should perform regression, how we should do hyperparameter tunings and all. So those are learning projects. And the another project which should come on your CV is the business related project, which would impact my business, which could generate revenues, um, which could get some revenues for my business, which could change my working style in an organization. So those kind of thing which business can um, think. Of course, this customer segmentation is a big hot topic, and everyone wants to do it wherever they are doing in any kind of recommendation, or in chatbots also they might need to do customer segmentation. That this looks quite okay for a business to adopt in. So of course customer segmentation is a good choice. Yeah,
Thank
Hari.
you, ma'am. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. Okay, I go back to my topics. Okay, now next one is never stop believing in yourself. So for me also, like 2 years, uh, I was not settled. I was earning very low. I kind of was thinking whether I'll be able to do it or no, because I was married and I had all the responsibilities. For women, they could understand that when we enter in a different age, we have different responsibilities. So there was times for me also when I was very low on me, and I thought that now everything will stop. But yes, believe in you, believe in your skill set, believe in your presentation. I think more than skill set, your presentation, your behavior, your attitude plays a major role when you are working in a team or giving an interview. So never stop believing in yourself. Have confidence, but not overconfidence in yourself. Never stop believing in you. You will reach whatever you are thinking now. You will definitely reach. If this can happen for me, uh, I am working in Deloitte. I think for me it was a big dream. I always wanted to work with some of the MNCs, but now I have landed in Deloitte. And if it can happen for me, it can happen for everyone. Just s- don't don't give up on yourself. Always think about your ultimate thing and never stop believing in yourself. I think this is the major tip which will help you keep going. Because data science, how fascinating it looks when someone is looking at us from a different field. So they must be thinking they are doing some numbers thing, they are scientists, they are so working on niche technology, they must be understanding everything. But I will tell you, this is not very ideal role to work in. You will have to work as a BA, you will have to work as a manager, you will have to work as a tester, you will have to work as an advocate. So I have majorly worked as an advocate to stand with the model which I have developed. It is giving a particular accuracy, it is not performing on all the things. Like I said, I have worked with the manager which were having that thinking, and working with those type of people. It is a real thing. I can bet on this that 80% of you will work in a team where you'll have to advocate on your skill, that you'll have to make them understand, okay, I can do it. But it is not like I'll create a human. You cannot give birth to a baby and you can teach him and now he'll understand entirely. At the end of the day, it is a formula which you have applied with all the tunings you have done. It can understand and it can react in a particular way, but not intelligently. Humans are the only intelligent people who are on earth. So you'll have to work as an advocate. But if you have believe in you, you will achieve it. You will survive in this line very very long. Yeah, I think experienced people will relate to it, like how uh, okay, there are two types of data science professionals. One is who already has an experience. They know how to behave with bosses, how kind of bosses we have, what are the different types of bosses we have, what is an organization, what are culture in an organization. And then the freshers, that too data scientists. So this is the different thing. One, you are fresher and then you are data scientist, and then you have learned data science from Aegis kind of institute where they teach that yes, this is how it happens. So that is why I have added, never be a flag bearer for data science. Go with the flow. Of course, you are very uh, enthusiastic to add on with your data science skill. You are very much passionate about the machine learning algorithms you have learned. You want to do the classification, but all the solutions are not going to happen with the machine learning only. But yes, you have to present yourself that way. You need to have that attitude. You need to be an advocate. I have felt. So yeah. So this was the fifth one. Okay. So last is, I am bursting a myth here. So what is a relaxed day in data science, or for a data science professional? So for me, there's no relaxed day, because there's always in your mind, you have applied some of the pre-processing things, still your model is not giving a perfect fit line. So there is never a relaxed day. You will never sleep uh, in very either I'll sleep very nicely because my model was giving a good accuracy, but next day business says that no, this is not we were expecting, this is not we wanted. Now you have to be an advocate and make him understand, see, this is the reality, this is the forecast which model is doing with all the parameters. So sometimes you'll sleep nicely, sometimes you'll not sleep nicely because your model is not predicting. For me, I am always logged in with my mind. I never log off my laptop. So since I have started working in Deloitte, I have recently been engaged in with one of the client. So I have worked for more than 12 hours. I used to log in at 9 in the morning, and I used to log off at 11, sometimes at 12, more than 12 hours. But yeah, it is not tiring. It is something. This is the best part, I think, we have in data science. It is never tiring. It is always good. If you are curious about your data set, if you're curious to get the results you want, it will never be a tiring thing, because uh, you're uh, you always curious to understand what now the results is it a good fit, is it a good forecast which my trend is giving in. So a relaxed day, I would say I didn't had any relaxed day since I started in 2017. There's always something which is happening in my mind, and I would say if you have a relaxed day as a data scientist, that means either you don't have any projects to work, or you are not taking your profession seriously. You are not taking the data set like your child, your baby. I have a 2 years old baby. I too have a family. My husband started going to office. He expects me to be there to talk to how things are happening in my life, but I am talking and then I am thinking, शायद इसका min max करती standardization के बदले तो ज्यादा अच्छा होता. So this is how I am. I know this is not good. I should concentrate on my family also, but this is how it is because I have taken that project on data sets so closely that I want to work on it every now and then. So this is all about it. I think apart from that, if anyone wants, I have got a message. Okay, I have got a message from Yuvraj. Hi, Yuvraj. How to make up a weakness for what is your weakness question in an interview. So this is a very tricky question which interviewers ask. What are your weaknesses? So when I was also started giving interviews, and I was listening in some of the tips and tricks kind of thing for interviews, there I've got a tip on this question, that try to take this question not that uh, seriously. Try to bluff on that question. Never say that I am not good in Python, I don't know SQL, I don't know classification techniques. Don't do that. You can say that I'm kind of lazy person, like take it on your personality, not your skill. Never take it on your skill, because this thing he'll understand and remember. Or try to bluff on thing and be sarcastic kind of thing on these type of questions. Never answer with the weakness in your skill set or in your profession, or anything. Like, try to bluff it. Yeah, I think this will answer. So yeah, I don't have any other questions, and I think time is also 6:32. Nida ma'am.
Hi, Komal.
Yeah,
Just
hi.
one thing, if you can elaborate just in 5 minutes on behalf of the participants, since they'll be going into the interview process. So it's, the basic thing that they'll be tested on is their skill sets. So anything on that, and like you've spoken about the projects, about, the attitude, the personality, everything you've covered. Just if you can cover a few points on the technical side, what kind of how they should be answering when they are explaining any topic. So on that, and if you can add something.
Yeah. Okay. So talking about this skill set, talking about the projects you have done, which of course, so when the interviewer tells you to anything about explain about yourself, your skill set and the experience, I usually ask this: what is the experience you are holding? So that is the time when you have the opportunity to get the ball in your court. Don't talk about the skill set which you are not sure of. Try to give a boundary kind of thing to the interviewer, that don't ask me anything apart from that. But if I am talking about logistic and I am not sure on the hyperparameter tuning or how it is worked, whether it can be applied for multinomial classification or no, then don't talk about logistic. If I to say, don't talk about the specific algorithms until unless the interviewer is asking you to explain any of the algorithms of your choice. So I usually give this opportunity to the interview to tell me which is your best algorithm and explain that. So if that is the thing, that will be okay. Otherwise, I would not recommend adding the algorithms in your skill set. Talk about hyperparameter tunings, talk about Python or something, like these are your skill set. Now when you are talking about the experience which interviewer has already asked, then give him an good ramping kind of thing, that yes, I am very sure on this, and try to make the interview go as when like you want. Interviewer never comes in with the set of questions. They generate the questions from your answers or your explanations. I don't never go with the questions, I always generate questions. So be very specific on what you are talking. Of course, the interview sometimes goes good, sometimes doesn't goes good, but yeah, after the interview, go and evaluate where you have left. If the person was asking about a particular technique, have you given him hint that yes, ask about this thing, or it was in his head only? If it was in his head, it is very rare that an interviewer is coming in with a question, because he already have lot of things, and he looks at your CV and he generates the questions from that CV only, like I have experienced till now. Being an interviewee or interviewer, I to always ask questions from whatever candidate is saying. Try to modulate your interview as per your needs, or as per your skill sets, or as per your confident, on the areas where you are confident. Never give him hints. I know you are not very there might be some techniques on which you are not very sure. Then don't give him the hints to ask something about that. Yeah. Birds model, you can go and search birds model. There are a lot of techniques and very easy. You can apply some of the business use cases from Kaggle only and try applying it on BERT. It gives a good number of packages. Um, I have worked on BERT's question answering module. So try using it. Think about the use cases. It is good, and I think industry is working on it, and you can also make you understand. Talk about those kind of algorithms more with your traditional machine learning algorithms. Try to be smart. You need to have smart, rather you need to understand everything. So it is just 30-35 minutes where you will talk, you'll give him hints, and then he'll ask the questions from those hints, and you can excel. You will definitely excel. I try to modulate my interviews according to me. I don't give chance to the interviewer to have some hints from the areas which I am not very sure of. Yeah. Yeah, ma'am.
Great. I think you've covered it all. Participants, do we have any more questions? Any questions from any participants? Let me know if there are no questions, you can just answer no so that we can.
Okay.
All right. So it was great having you here, Komal Vats. Thank you for coming here and thank you for giving your valuable time. I again would like to thank you on behalf of Aegis School of Data Science for coming in and having this interactive session, which I think was very interesting and lot insightful for all the participants. So
Thank you so
once
much
again.
for having me here. Thank you. And all the very best to everyone. Whatever you are doing, may you like it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye everyone. Have a good evening.
Yeah, bye.